Before I start today's video, once again, I am promoting the election night stream that is happening May 24th at 6:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That is right, folks. At 6:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Tuesday, the Georgia/Alabama/Arkansas/Texas primaries will commence. Of course, in the link in the description down below, there of course is the link. I just said that. You click the link, you'll be sent to the live stream. Click the reminder button on the live stream, but also share with your friends, like the stream, all that good stuff. I want a lot of people to tune in because this is a very interesting primary. And yeah. Alright folks, enough promotions, no intro, let's get right into the video. Well folks, here it is. This is going to be the second to last deep dive into the races happening in Georgia. I know. I'll be talking about all these races, tomorrow, like a final prediction for all of these. This is just a deep dive into the other statewide races currently happening in Georgia. I know there's a couple races happening in Arkansas, Alabama, Texas, but we'll get to those tomorrow. Just these statewide races happening in Georgia, they have a lot of significance, and it's going to be very interesting to see. Again, I don't usually talk about these races, but for Georgia's, elections and all that good stuff, these are very important. These are very important elections happening in Georgia because usually we don't have this many, competitive primaries for, lieutenant governor, for secretary of state, etc. It's kind of just, one primary. But this is different. We have a lot of primaries happening for the other statewide races. So we're going to go over them today. Now, before I forget, of course, go follow that mysterious Twitter account in the description down below. Like and share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Also, hit that little bell. Remember, always hit that little bell. Also, follow my Truth Social. Again, still trying to use it a bit more, but again, I'm new to it, so yeah. All the links in the description down below. And yes, let's get right into it, folks. There's a lot of statewide races happening in Georgia. It's very rare that we're going to be talking about, this many statewide races for one state. Usually it's one or two, maybe three. But, well, we get a bunch of them. So we're going to go over all the main ones and kind of glance over all the side ones, talk about where I think the race is and who I would prefer to win. So, the first one is for lieutenant governor. Thank Lord, Jeff Duncan is out. He, pretty much, did not run for re-election. In my opinion, he was one of the biggest problems with Kemp's governorship. Look, Kemp has a lot of problems, but the bozos around him for the statewide offices, they caused a lot of problems. And Jeff Duncan's one of these losers. He luckily did not run for re-election because, well, he would have got crushed. He wouldn't even made a runoff. I mean, he probably would have took third. That's how unpopular this clown was with his own base. He was useless. And Republicans do have a couple of candidates. The two main ones that actually do matter is Butch Miller and the Trump-endorsed Burt Jones. Now, Trump endorsements, they tend to, either be very good or complete dog shit. I do think Burt Jones is a very good endorsement by the Orange Man. Now, you look at the polls down here, and Burt Jones is trending upwards. Well, Butch Miller has literally stayed exactly the same throughout this entire race. So we're going to have a runoff in this election, but it appears that Burt Jones will be the next lieutenant governor of the state of Georgia, and that's a big upgrade. Like, I know, Trump endorsements doesn't mean everything's perfect, but Burt Jones, in my opinion, is the best candidate here. He's very good on the issues. He's talking to voters that, actually vote in Republican primaries. Jeff Duncan going on CNN. But either way, Burt Jones is a good lieutenant governor candidate, and he's going to win this election, all right? There's literally no way he's not. I mean, he's at 30%. Everybody else is like 15% or less, and he may even avoid a runoff. That would be hilarious if that happened. But Burt Jones is the best overall candidate. I looked at Butch Miller. He's not terrible, but just some of his things as president pro tempore of the Georgia State Senate, just like, I don't trust him. But he's not terrible. It is still an upgrade over this clown here. But it is, whatever. We're going to get Burt Jones. a significant upgrade. But this isn't the elephant in the room for other statewide races happening in Georgia. We have to talk about this one. The Secretary of State election. Boy, oh boy. This is a complete shit show of a race. Now, look, everybody knows the meme video I made about Raffensperger, last year already? God, it's been a while. But all you need to know about Raffensperger, he's a scumbag, a complete fraud, a liar, whatever you want to call him. And quite frankly, he has no endorsements. He is going down the polls, and many people in Georgia, even those that, think everything was dandy, oh, no F word happened, they are still pissed at this guy for how he handled the elections. Like, seriously, we will do an audit. Proceeds not to do an audit. It's like, you're completely useless. And it does appear he's done. And Trump did make a very good endorsement here. Jody Hice. He's a representative in Georgia. I think it's 10th district. Yeah, 10th. Georgia's 10th. He is very, very good on the issues. And he has some other big endorsements, but overall, his main campaign page is focused on, hey, what happened in 2020, no matter what you think about it, can never happen again. That was bullshit what happened. It's not even the F word. Or I'm not going to say it because, well, YouTube. But it's not even about the F word. It's about how incompetent some of these people were. They should not be in charge of our elections. Again, not alleging the F word or anything like that. I'm just saying that that's what happened. And you scroll down here, and it's claiming that Raffensperger's surging, but these two polls here are complete garbage. I looked inside of them, they're bullshit. They're just garbage. I mean, University of Georgia, they have a notoriously kind of bad record. Survey USA, it's Survey USA. Like, those clowns are just awful. So, yeah, it's going to be a runoff between Raffensperger and Hice, but Hice is going to easily win because just like every single runoff, it's going to be an extremely Trumpian electorate. That's what people need to understand. Look, if Kemp gets 49.9% of the vote in the first round, he's losing the second round. Why? Because the first round was going to be the most favorable electorate to him. The second round of voting, that's going to be the hardcore voters. Like, hey, Trump 2020, Trump 2024 voters. Those voters, they are voting in the second round. Not your independent, oh, I would prefer Kemp to win, but I don't care who wins. He's not going to be able to get those voters out. So that's why all these, Trumpian candidates, if they make it to the second round, they're all winning. Especially this one. Raffensperger's get crushed in the runoff. He's kind of the sacrificial lab for Brian Kemp and some of these other clowns. I mean, everybody's kind of like distancing themselves. Even Kemp is like, I don't know who this guy is. So yeah, Raffensperger is he is losing. It's going to be a matter of how big of, what percent Jody Hice is at. I mean, if he's at 49% and, it's into a runoff or something like that, Hice would get like 60% of the vote in that situation. I'm just really intrigued what Hice does get in the first round, but this is for sure going to go to a runoff. Very interesting race. Now, this is one that's kind of under-talked about, in my opinion. And you have an incompetent hack as Attorney General in Chris Carr. This guy's useless. Absolutely useless. Look, Raffensperger's the worst of the clowns. This guy's probably, third worst. Jeff Duncan's awful too. But Chris Carr has done nothing. Absolutely nothing for years. And quite frankly, Trump picked yet another good candidate for Attorney General, Josh Gordon. Again, Trump endorsement doesn't mean the candidate's automatically good or bad. But in this circumstance, his campaign page, my opinion, is phenomenal. Talking about issues that matter to voters. Kind of like Jody Hice, like, hey, we gotta make sure this crap never happens again. Not, the F word. Well, Gordon does say some of those words a bit more, but he's talking about real election integrity. Like, prevent what happened, in Pennsylvania to happen in Georgia again, or something like that. He is running a good campaign. Again, all these guys are under 50%. Again, I believe for this race is a runoff. I'm pretty sure it's all statewide races. Again, if I'm wrong about it, I'm wrong about it. But I do think, well, this race literally cannot go to a runoff because, well, there's only 2 candidates. So I think John Gordon does pull it off in the end. It's just Brian Kemp's will be the toughest to take out because, in my opinion, he still has the highest favorability of all these bozos. But I do think this one's be very close. But as of now, I think Gordon does barely, just ever so barely edge it out. It's going to be very close, but I do think he edges out this race for Attorney General. It's going to be very close. But that's what I do think the race is trendy. Now, that's kind of the main 3 statewide races. I know there's more, all right? Of course, there's stuff like Labor Commissioner. I honestly don't know enough about this race. I don't know enough about the candidates. I'm not going to give my insight on a Labor Commissioner. Again, all these positions are important. But for Labor Commissioner, I don't know enough about. State Superintendent, I really don't know enough about. But this one here, Insurance and Safety Fire Commissioner. I just call it the Insurance Commissioner of Georgia. This is a very intriguing race. You have a Giga Chad running in this race and Patrick Witt. Again, endorsed by Trump. Doesn't mean everything, but overall Patrick Witt is a complete Chad on the issues. And John King's currently the incumbent commissioner. And while he's essentially not campaigning, this clown, all right, has not done a single debate. This clown has done nothing. Just like the rest of these guys. They have done nothing for years. And while Patrick Witt has been running a great campaign, he's trending upwards in the polls, and this will be another one of those runoffs. Again, the rule is, if it's a runoff, you can probably expect the Trumpian to win that election. All right, barring it's being, it's like Texas, something like that. But this is a race where Patrick Witt, in my opinion, is winning this race. Again, I think it's going to be a lot easier than maybe the Attorney General race. But as of now, I do think Witt's going to win. It's going to be tougher than Secretary of State. But John King's not doing anything. Witt's running a good campaign. And, well, he's been in every single debate, shaking people's hands, doing everything. And plus, with a, third candidate here, it's literally going to force this race into a runoff. I mean, he's getting 10% of the vote? This Ben Coact? That's pretty good. And again, a substantial upgrade, because John King's not the worst, but it's you're still not good. So I do think getting Patrick Witt in there would be a phenomenal upgrade. So that's that, folks. That's kind of all the statewide races. Whoa, that's interesting. And I know agriculture commissioners there, a couple other things, but it's they're uncompetitive. I really don't care, honestly. They're all non-competitive. But that, folks, is kind of the other statewide races to watch out for on Tuesday. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, smash that like button down below. Subscribe, share with your friends, hit the little bell, and yes, of course, go follow that mysterious Twitter account in the description down below. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you guys in the next video. Godspeed to all of you.